Hello and welcome back to my channel, everyone. It is your girl Cassandra Olivia, and today's video is presented to you by a company called Double Dip Nails. They sent me a PR nail kit, so I'm just going to go ahead and attempt to do dip nails on both of my hands for the first time ever. I typically don't wear nails just because they don't last, but I heard with this method they should last a little bit longer, and I'm also off for the entire month, so I figured why not. So in the beginning, I'm just showing you guys the kit that they sent me. They do have starter kits on their website, and you can build your own starter kit. The one that they sent me retails for $65, but they did send me a discount code as well, which I will be sure to link on this video. But please make sure that you check the description for everything. I will tag everything down below as well as my discount code. The code for their website is CASS20, but again, I will drop that down below. So the kit that they sent me, just a little bit of background. It comes with 4 different acrylics. They do have a kit where you can pick 1 color, 4 colors, or 6 colors. So the one that they sent me had 4 shades in it. And it also had a brush, a reservoir to collect the dust, the 10 nail clips so that way you can take these off. The nail liquid kit that has the base, what is it called? The base, all the nail liquids that you need. I'll get to that in a second. And then it also came with a bag as well as instructions and what else? I feel like that's it. If I'm missing something, please forgive me. I did show everything in my last video. So here I'm just reading the instructions and I'm just prepping my nails. So what you guys see me doing here is I'm just going in with a tiny drill bit, and I'm just using that to file away at my cuticles. I did do my right hand off camera yesterday, so I'm just going in more so focusing on the left hand, but I'm just basically trying to push my cuticles back. I don't feel comfortable using nail nippers, so I like to use this tiny little circle drill bit and just go in and buff my cuticles. And then I am going in with another drill bit that I got from Makartt, and I'm just going to smooth over top of my nails. I'm using this on a low setting, and I am going in with the Melody Susie nail drill, but I'm not using this super high because my goal here was just to remove the shine. So I'm not necessarily trying to thin my natural nails out. I'm just trying to remove the shine so that way my my nail tips can stick to the nail. So I have my nail buffer ready to go. I have my file. I got both of these off of Ready Guana. I will also be using the Ready Guana nail glue as well as some nail tips that I purchased off of Amazon. The nail tips that I showed in the video are actually out of stock online, but I found a dupe for them on Amazon, so I just made sure to link that down below as well. Same exact thing. They're just square C-curved nails. And then I have my dip powders next to me, all the liquids that came in the kit, as well as my Mia Secret dehydrator, as well as the nail prep that I'm using. So again, I'll be sure to link everything down below, but my initial thought was to buff the shine off my nails. I'm just going in and cleaning out my cuticles. I'm not using a nipper. I just use the drill bit for everything. Then I am going in and just using the hand file to shape my nails. Then I am buffing the nails, and now I'm just going in with some 91% alcohol to remove any dust off of my nails. So here I'm just going in with the Ready Guana nail glue, and I'm just already pre-sizing my tips. I did that off camera, and now I'm just going in one by one and just placing the nail tips onto my nails, making sure that they are as straight as possible. I'm going for some cute little squares, but I don't have any short nail tips, so unfortunately I did have to use this size nail tip, but do what works for you. You can also avoid or opt to just use your natural nails, but because my natural nails are really short, I wanted to have like a little bit of a tip that I can function with rather than just looking like I had a manicure. So that's the reason why I'm adding these tips on, just to give my nails a little bit of length. So now that's all done, I'm just looking at them from the side and from the front view, making sure that everything is straight. And I'm just going in with the nail cutter that I got off of Amazon, and I'm cutting these pretty short. I am going to measure them to make sure that they are around the same size. And then this nail popped off, so I just had to put it back on, which is what you see me doing here. And then I'm just going to skip over, do my pinky, and then once this pointer finger dries, I'm going to go back and cut that one as well. So now I'm just going back in with my Melody Susie nail drill, and I'm using a nail bit by Makartt. This is the smooth top medium safety bit. It's a rounded bit so that way you can get into tight areas for the sidewalls of cuticles, and it will not scratch your skin. It also will protect you from burning yourself as long as you are using it at an adequate speed. So just make sure you don't turn it super high. And I'm just using this to smooth off where the why do I keep saying that? I'm using that to smooth off where the nail tip meets my natural nail. so that way there's no lump there. So I'm just trying to make it as smooth as possible. So once I went ahead and filed it to as smooth as I can get it, I am going in with a nail buffer, and I'm just buffing everything to make sure that it's even more smooth. So now I'm just going back in. I've already filed my nails. I'm shaping them to my liking, making sure that everything is nice and clean. And then I'm going in with this rose nail duster that I got off of Amazon just to dust everything away. So now for the fun part, guys. I'm going in and I'm applying some nail dehydrator on all of my nails. This is the dehydrator that I purchased from Mia Secret. Once I'm done applying the dehydrator, I am going to go back in with the nail prep and just make sure that I did about a coat and a half on each nail. So now I'm going in. I went to go dip into the double dip base, which is the number 2. This is the glue. And unfortunately, the brush was not sticking to the top. So I had to go in and literally finesse this, guys. This is nail glue, so it was getting everywhere. So I just used the glue and then put it inside of the top and then tried to jimmy rig the nail brush back into the top so that way I can use it. So that took me a minute. That was the only downside to this kit, I will say. In the beginning, there was one other thing, but I'll mention that towards the end. And I'm just applying a thin layer from where the nail tip meets my, so from the middle of my nail down to the free edge of my nail, I'm just applying a coat of that first just to create kind of like an apex. And then I'm dipping into the shade Bohemian Moon by Double Dip Nails. I'm going to go in and put this shade on most of my nails. And then for the purple shade that is Sugar Plum, I'm going to put that on my index fingers. So I'm just adding layers of this, making sure that they're not too thick, not lumpy. And then I'm just going to keep dipping my nails, tapping off the excess powder until I get it to where it's nice and full. And I'm not too worried about the shape too much because I know I'm going to go in and buff everything out, file it down, and get it to a nice crisp shape. So don't, I wasn't trying to stress it too much. Again, this is my first time doing this. You guys are really experiencing me doing a lot of first on my channel, but I wasn't trying to stress it too much or overthink it. So I just did this until it was thick enough to my liking on each nail. And then I was just going to go in and correct as much as I can with the filing. And also, I wasn't worried about getting it a little bit past my cuticles because I was going to use that same little tiny that tiny little ball drill bit that I used in the beginning for my cuticles. I'm going to use that same drill bit to clean around my cuticle if I have any like excess product there. So just watch me apply this and dip, and I'll be back shortly. So now I'm just going back in with that same exact safety drill bit I was using earlier. And I am going to use this and have it flush against the nail just to create a nice smooth surface and make sure that everything is nice and even. Once I'm done this, I am going to go in with my nail file just to clean up the shape anywhere that I might have messed up. And then I am going to also go in with my nail buffer just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. So that way when I go to put on my activator and my top coat, everything is nice and perfect. And this is the bit I was trying to describe earlier. I cannot think of the name of this, so please forgive me. But it's just a tiny, tiny, tiny little like circle or ball drill bit, I guess I can say. And I'm just using this to get any of that excess product that might have flooded my cuticles, or that where I might have put a little bit too much of the glue and got some of the product on. So I'm just using this to clean up around my cuticles because I did get quite a bit of dip powder up there. So I was just making sure to use this on a low speed so that way I don't irritate my skin. And also just to kind of like buff away any product that I didn't want on my nails. So this right here is the number 3. This is the dry and liquid in the sealer. So I just put about 2 coats of this on each nail. Let this dry for about a minute. And then I am going to go in with the glossy top coat, which is number 4. And I like how they had everything like color coded as well as the little booklet that they had. It was very simple to follow along literally just by reading the instructions. I'm a firm believer in reading instructions thoroughly so that way I'm not wasting product or wasting time. I can just know exactly what I'm supposed to do. The first layer of this was fine. You can see my brush here looks perfectly fine. But for some reason, when I went to do my second layer, this brush got super hard out of nowhere. I'm not quite sure what happened here. If somebody can please explain that to me. Maybe I'll reach out to Double Dip. But for whatever reason, when I went to go in and do my second coat, the brush was so freaking stiff. You see it, like it just turned into a whole different situation. I'm not sure what happened between me doing the first coat and the second coat, but I did go ahead and just coat the nails the second time to the best of my ability using this stiff ass brush. And then I did dip it inside of this green bottle, which is the nail cleaner. It said to just remove the brush and then put in whatever you're trying to clean and let it sit for about 10 minutes and then swirl it around and let it sit for like another 5 minutes. I did that and it didn't seem to help at all, to be honest. So I'm not sure if this is just for the base, which is the red, but I did go ahead and pour some acetone, 100% acetone, into a little like dish, and then I let the nail brush soak and then it became okay. So I did my non-dominant hand first. So I actually used my left hand to do my right hand. You guys know I'm right-handed. I'm not left-handed by any means. So this would be like my worst hand, I think, because I'm not left-handed, and I did this whole entire hand with my left hand, but I actually think that hand came out pretty decent. So I'm just doing the same exact steps on my now left hand with my right hand. I am right-handed, so this hand took me a lot less time altogether. I think this hand took me about 20 minutes. But my right hand took me about an hour just because I had to move very slow. I'm not left-handed at all, so I just had to like relearn how to hold my tools and everything. And here I am just showing you guys the shades. Again, I use Bohemia Moon and Sugar Plum. This is how the one nail looked versus the one that's filed. And then I just went in and did my filing off camera. I applied some cuticle oil, massaged it all through, and then I am happy to present you guys with the end result. So I feel like I did okay for my first time ever doing dip. If I had to rate myself, I would give myself like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I could have cleaned the cuticles up a little bit more, but overall I was very happy. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.